Hello everyone, this is Virgo Panda with a walk around Redding, California, which was conducted in late September of 2024. So this is me driving into Redding. I've been driving all night. I didn't drive all night. I stopped for about 5 hours in I forget where I was, somewhere in Nevada, so I wasn't that far out. So I stopped before this in Tahoe. I did not get a lot of video of that, but I was really impressed. And I didn't want to do too much in the Tahoe area, which also includes the California side. So I just didn't want to do too much because I really liked it and the possibility of bringing my partner back for me and her to go check out more of that area of California and that partially Nevada. Anyway, it was 90 degrees in Redding when I got here. All I planned to do really was just stop and get something to eat. I just wanted to get something decent to eat here and check out Redding. I didn't plan to spend too much time. I actually was not going to take any video, and I ultimately did, which was a good thing. I actually did, and I did really stop and look around. Redding kind of reminds me of Oregon in a certain way. Oh, by the way, the elevation here is around 500 or so feet. The population is around 92,000 people, I believe, which is pretty large for more of, I guess, I don't know, would you call this a mountain town or whatever? I don't know really what you'd call it. But the elevation was, because I looked and it was like 90 degrees. I said, wait a minute, why is this 90 degrees? I feel like I've been driving through the mountains forever. And I realized, just like a lot of other places, its elevation is very low compared to, say, like just Denver. No problem, whatever. It was just hot. And like I said, I didn't plan to walk around, but ultimately I ended up walking around and checking out the place. What did I notice? Pretty clean city. I saw kids walking home from school. I'm not going to sit here and say it was perfect, but it was a nice town or city. I'm sorry, it's not a town, it's a city. What I noticed, homeless population. It was not as pronounced as places I was going to end up going later on this vacation. As I'm putting this together, I am only at the beginning of my trip, but I would end up going some other places, and I will talk about the homeless population and all the places I go to. Did I see some homeless people? Yes, but I also saw a larger police presence. And if you're in California or you're not in California, what happens is a lot of people talk about California, but a lot of it's condescending, and honestly, people that never travel don't understand nothing. But I'll tell you what's happening in California. Their governor, basically the stuff they were doing with homeless population is not working. So now it's back on the cities, and most of the cities are going back to criminalizing people being homeless and like, no, you're not going to tear up our downtown and all that stuff. Besides like LA County and probably some of the others, a few of them. Here you see a larger police presence. I'll get back to it in a minute. I went to this place, taco shop right here. It was pretty cheap. The food was pretty decent. One thing that irritated me was asking for a tip when you're on the menu. You're coming to get your food. What, I'm going to give you a 20% tip for bringing me food? Come on now. And I actually was standing there, so I got my food. So I was like, whatever. That was the last time. I make sure I keep money. So I went to a coffee shop later on somewhere else, and I put $1 in their tip jar. I am not giving you 20% to hand me a coffee and a cookie. Honestly, taco shop was decent, but that did irk me. I live and learn. I will not be doing it anymore. I'm not giving you 20%. Anyway, getting back to the homeless population. Larger police presence. I also saw police in like cars you usually wouldn't see police in, which tripped me out. But I looked in the cars and it was police officers. I want to say Toyotas, but it was something you wouldn't think of police, but they were driving around. You did not see a ton of homeless people in downtown. You see them here and there, but most of them kept it moving versus some other cities I would go to later. And also Redding is a little harder to get to than, say, the coastal areas. They have a bike share here and all that stuff. Safety-wise, it felt pretty darn safe. Honestly, I saw all types of people walking around. On my way out, if I had more time to do with this part, but I really wanted to get to the coast, they had some awesome-looking bike trails and running trails there, by the way. This is a very nice city, smaller city. And like I said, I saw little kids and stuff too, so it felt really safe. It felt really nice. Homeless people sprinkling here and there, but it was nothing compared to other places I would go. And those other places are really awesome. and I'll talk about them later or once I put the videos together. But they need to get their homeless population, get that stuff together. I don't know what they need to do. I do know what they need to do. I work with the homeless population, but a lot of these communities, I'm not talking about Reading exactly, need to have honest conversations and deal with it in the right way, in a realistic way. That foo-foo stuff just making their crime go up. Anyway, Reading was not that. Reading was clean. It was nice. People well dressed. You saw, like I said, you saw a few homeless here and there, but nothing to write home about compared to some other places I was going to go to that were still awesome. But like, man, I was like, come on, y'all. Just look at it. It looks clean. It wasn't ran down. I drove around. I didn't take any video of me driving around because really I was on a mission to get somewhere else. And my next video will be Eureka, because that's where I ended up spending the night. This night, getting a hotel was there close to downtown. But I want to stop here and check out Reading. And I just took a little bit of video while I was walking around, but it was 90 degrees up here, you guys. So, oh, there's me with my new glasses on in downtown Reading. They had murals. It looks like they put some money into Reading's downtown because a lot of stuff looked fairly new too. It does remind me of an Oregon town, but it also kind of reminded me on a smaller scale of like Castle Rock in Colorado. I don't know. It doesn't have the mountains surrounding it like that, but it just, I don't know. It just gave me Castle Rock, Colorado vibes for some reason. I don't know why. It just did. So anyway, I'm just walking around. Oh, for this trip, guys, I did not end up taking my EV. I do not got time to mess around with charging and all that stuff. I wanted to get where I wanted to get. I didn't want to stress about it. And so I took the little bitty 2023 Nissan Kicks. So I took out the back seat, which gave it so much more room in comparison to how with the seats in. So it has no rear seats in it right now because I took the seats out. So it's like a minivan. If it was a little bit longer, I could sleep in the back, but it fits I took my e-bike and I took my scooter. I almost pulled my scooter out, but I said, no, I don't have time like that. I just want to get a bite to eat. And when I was going to get a bite to eat, I decided just to start cutting a little bit of video as I walked around. Because it's like, oh, some people might need to see this. I would be interested in coming back with my partner as we explored the Tahoe area and came down this way and checked out some other stuff, as well as checking out their bike trails that look pretty darn awesome. Anyway, would I recommend visiting Reading? From what I see and driving around, Reading is a pretty clean, nice city. I'm going to be honest with you. There's their bike share. I would have liked to check them out if I had more time. Go check out Reading, California. I was surprised. I'm glad I went there. I don't have no issues with it. I thought it was very clean. It looks better than a lot of places I've been. Anyway, this is Frugal Panda. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good time visiting, traveling, having fun, just doing whatever you want. Make some memories, everyone.